Hey ladies, so here I'm with the lovely Tinks, and we are going to take you through a warm-up. This is so important that you do this before any workout, ladies, okay? So I know a lot of you are going to just hop out of bed, get into those workouts. Please get warm. So we're just going to start with some forward arm swings from the lovely Tinks, just to get all that blood flow moving. So back and forth, okay? So you're going to do this. And then what we're going to do is going to go into forward arm swings. So that's it. Oh, and if you want to mix it up like Loretta's doing there, that's great. This is really important, ladies, okay? Because, you know, a lot of our workouts are going to involve things like burpees, push-ups, so it's great to get the shoulders moving and do them back as well, okay? Now, let's see if Loretta can do one forward and one back. That's how we always like to catch our clients out, with a one forward, one back, okay? Now, we're just giving you a general quick intro to the warm-up. You want to do this for a little bit longer, then be our guest, okay? So Loretta, can give yourself some big back slaps a second, all right? Big back slaps. Get the chest, get the shoulders open. Great work. Good job. Okay, so big back slaps, get chest open. All right, so what we're gonna do is come back to the front, please, Tinks. And now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna circle out the hips, okay? Just really just circle those hips out. You can spend a good 30 seconds doing this, okay? Back and forth, just mixing it up. This is so important. Okay, girls, so side to side, back to front, all right? And then what we're gonna do then is we're gonna do some open the gates. So generally I would say do this on 10 times both sides. Loretta's only gonna show you a couple of times, but you would do this 10 times, just up and rotate. So Tinks is just showing you here a couple of times. Okay, great stuff. And then what we're gonna do is, if you can just turn to the side, Loretta, you're gonna push the bum out. It's not a flexibility test, and you're gonna touch the floor. Okay, so that's a squat. So what you're gonna do is we're gonna just push the bum out, touch the floor, and then come back up, okay? So a lot of people think that they can't bend their legs. You can bend your legs. We're just warming up the hamstrings and the glutes and all down the posterior chain. So just going forward and coming back up. Ideally, we'd like you to do this 10 times as well, okay? So what we're gonna do now is really important as part of the warm-up is glute activation. So your glutes are your muscles in your bum, okay? And they're gonna help you when you do things like squats, okay? So if you can just drop down onto the floor. Now this is really important, okay? Please don't forget this, especially if we've got a lot of squats. We're gonna push, that's it. Our hands into the floor, feet driven into the ground. You're gonna come up and you're gonna squeeze. So at the top, you're gonna squeeze those glutes together and really get that pause. So I see a lot of girls do this and they rush it. Really try and get that pause and that squeeze at the top, because if you're fresh out of bed, or if you've been driving, or if you've been sat at a desk all day, your glutes can get quite locked up. And if you're doing lots of squats, that's when what we tend to see is that, you know, we see a lot of sort of legs collapse inwards, or you can't quite get the range of movement without falling backwards. That's normally the glutes aren't firing. This is such an important part of the warm-up, okay, girls? So what we would tend to do is do this 10 times, and then we get our feet in what we call a diamond sit position, and I want you to this time squeeze those feet together and then come up, and you do exactly the same, but what this does is actually opens up the hip flexors as well. So when you do get into those squats, you get a really nice range of movement, and you're moving really free. So again, squeeze those feet together, and then come up, and again, squeeze those glutes. Okay, now what I want you to do now, Loretta, is just do a quick glute stretch. I'm not a huge fan of stretching before static hold, but quite often if you've had quite a long week of training and we're getting those glutes warm and firing, just a quick stretch out before we get into it, okay? And if you can just show us the other side, Tinks, and show us how you get into that position, okay? That's amazing there. Just push that bum cheek to the floor, all right? Okay. Okay, back up onto your feet, mate. And to conclude the warm-up, I just want us to just do sort of between 5 and 10 squats, just to show that everything's moving and everything's ready, okay? And then after that, girls, you are ready to roll. So just another 2 squats there, Tinks. Great stuff. That took around 4.5 minutes. That's very important. Thanks very much, Tinks. There is your warm-up, ladies. Make sure you do it.